Hello, you join me in the Scottish borders in the sleety, rainy stuff as I'm starting the St Cuthbert's Way, which will be keeping me busy for 4 days. It's 60 odd miles. It splits quite neatly into 4 equal packages. So yeah, we've walked most of the way up to the saddle of the Eildon Hills from Melrose, which is down there. I'll show you the other direction. I've got to head up there to the saddle between the 2 hills you can see ahead of me. As the weather's not great, I'm going to leave it a bit and then tell you more about the walk. Snowy. I've made it to the saddle. I'm not going all the way up. I haven't been up there before and there are some good views, but it's going to be a bit blurry and I started late today, so I've got to make up a bit of time. So down there you've got Galashiels, Abbotsford, where there's a photograph of me as a kid sticking my finger up the nose of a statue, and down behind those trees is Melrose. There is the other Eildon Hill, and the other way is where we're going down into the woods to meet the squirrels. So yeah, we go down through the woods and then across to St Boswell's, where I'm hopefully going to dry out a bit and have a bit of lunch, and then there's a walk along the river and along the Roman road, and that's it for the day. Quite a bit of tree damage here. I assume this is from the high winds over the winter. Look here, there's a lot of trees come down, and yeah, across the path. That's a really comfortable chair. So I've come over the Eildon Hills, took just over an hour, and the weather is a little bit better now. Hopefully it'll stay like this for the rest of the day. Nice walk, little bit muddy and slippy through the woods, but you expect that after this sort of weather. And it's really pleasant now, so I thought I'd take this opportunity while I'm walking down this lovely wooded avenue to tell you a bit more about the walk. So it goes from Melrose in the Scottish borders down all the way to Holy Island to Lindisfarne on the coast. Both places linked very much with St Cuthbert. I'm not going to tell you all the history of St Cuthbert. If you're interested in that, then some historians have done already a really good video on that, showing you some of the historic sites along this walk, so I'll link to that below. I'm doing this staying in bed and breakfasts and hostels over 3 nights, 4 days. And yeah, I'm carrying a fairly light pack, a brand new one, so hopefully it'll do me well. It feels very comfortable so far. Yeah, so tonight I'm staying in Jedburgh, which is a couple of miles off the track, but quite an easy couple of miles, and there is the option of a bus if I get to that point and I'm really tired, and then backtracking back onto the main route tomorrow and over to Kirkietum, and the day after that we cross the border into England, over the over the hills to Wooler, and then the final day is a walk down to the coast at Holy Island, and it finishes in a really grand fashion over the causeway. If you are doing this walk, then make sure that you're crossing the causeway at a time that it's not flooded. There are tide tables on the internet, and yeah, so very much looking forward to it. The magnificent River Tweed, looking very full. It's really wet underfoot today. Hasn't quite been anywhere yet that I would describe as a quagmire, but I think that's mainly because the drainage seems pretty good, but there's been a lot of rain. Yeah, I've just passed through Newton St Boswell's. I thought I heard somebody doing a kind of dancehall reggaeton type rap thing, but it turned out just to be somebody auctioning some cattle. That guy should get a job as an MC, definitely. Hi, so apologies for the lack of updates. So I went from the Tweed across some country roads to the Roman road Deer Street. Why did the Romans build straight roads? Because we didn't have any rulers, so they needed something straight to get a straight line. It's a true story, that. Yeah, and I just became increasingly aware that I was running really late and feeling more and more tired, so I basically just concentrated on getting to Ancram, which is where I am now, which is a couple of miles short of Jedburgh, and I'm waiting for a bus which is due any minute now. So yeah, I'm safe. I basically didn't take account of the fact that I don't have my walking legs and didn't allow myself enough time to get the walk done today. But yeah, a night's sleep and a dinner and a shower, and I'll be fighting fit tomorrow. Morning, day 2, and it is an absolutely beautiful morning. Little bit of frost here and there, but it's certainly not icy, and it's cold, but in a good way. This definitely wasn't forecast, so a big bonus. I've just walked up from Jedburgh, where I had a really relaxing and recovering night last night. Big thumbs up to the Meadhon guest house. I'm not certain that's how it's pronounced, but I should have probably checked. But yeah, excellent place. Got all my stuff dry, got a good shower, got a really comfortable sleep, and a good breakfast as well. So I'm now feeling great. Yeah, so I've walked up from that direction. Nice walk up, mainly on farm tracks, basically. So yeah, I walked up on the route of the Borders Abbey's Way, which I've been following here and there for the last day. This is the point at which the St Cuthbert's Way leaves the Borders Abbey's Way, though, as you can see from the sign there. And we head up into slightly hillier, more moorland territory today. It's an undulating morning over through Cessford, and yeah, there's a castle there, and then over a couple of more hills into Moorbattle, which is my lunch stop for the day. Apparently there's a pub there that gives you a free drink if you're a St Cuthbert's Way walker, so I'll look forward to that. Not sure whether it's going to be beer or a soft drink. I'll see how I feel when I get there. Yeah, so yesterday, as you'll have seen me in a bit of a state, I was kind of over that way where the where those trees are. In the far distance you can see the Eildon Hills where we started yesterday. So yeah, I've missed out a little bit of the St Cuthbert's Way route, probably about 3 mile gap, which is not ideal. It seems like it's a nice part of the walk, but yeah, I'm feeling good and looking forward to following the rest of the route. So many trees down around here. See there, it's like a domino effect. So there's a long climb above Oxenham Water, nice grassy slope, and when you get to the top of that, it takes you through this nice strip of woodland on a gentle descent. And if you look to your right, is our first good view of the Cheviot. The St Cuthbert's Way doesn't go over the top of the Cheviot, but this is the general direction we're heading in, and into hillier territory. About to start descending into Cessford. There's the Cheviot up ahead of us, some climbing to come, and yeah, just to my right, look at that massive chunk of woodland. It's all down. If you look, there's trees that have just been ripped off halfway up the trunk, like that one. The lovely village of Moorbattle there. Nice spot for lunch, and now heading, Kirkietum is that way, and I'm heading up Wide Open Hill, which is up there. It's only just over 1,000 feet above sea level. The climb starts a bit steep, which is why it's recognised as one of the tougher bits of a walk, but yeah, give yourself an hour, can't be too bad. So it's just after 5 o'clock and I'm almost at Kirkietum, where this service terminates for the day. It's been a really fantastic day's walking. Good conditions make for a lot, as does the really fantastic scenery. I genuinely love this area. It's really gorgeous. It's the kind of round green hills are fantastic for walking, and I think they look great as well. So yeah, time for a bit of food and a beer and some sleep, I think. See you tomorrow. Morning everyone, it's day 3 and it's another lovely day. I've walked just over a mile along what is the end of the Pennine Way if you're going the other way. The Pennine Way heads over in that direction, down from the Cheviot, which we saw yesterday is still covered in snow, but St Cuthbert's Way takes a slightly lower route over these hills in front of me, and over into the College Valley to Heffpool, and then from there there's a long afternoon over the moors. So really looking forward to today. It's a little warmer than yesterday, but I'm told there's a bit of a biting north wind, which I'm currently sheltered from, so over the tops it might be a bit bracing, which should be fun. Half in England, half in Scotland. This is where the border is. So this side, Scotland, land of iron brew, and yeah, the other side, England, land of white lemonade, maybe. It's English, isn't it? And that's what England looks like. Couple of miles out of Heffpool now. It's been a little bit wet, but still nice, and weather is still fine, although there's a few more clouds in the sky now. And heading up again. This climb is not too difficult. One of those where you put your one foot in front of the other for 20 minutes and eventually get there. Big feature of the St Cuthbert's Way is these lovely grassy twisty paths. Look at this one, it's lovely. So the last section to Wooler through those woods, you can see the corner of it there is completely impassable due to fallen trees, so we're taking a diversion along this road, which is also a much quicker way. So I'm going to be in Wooler by 4 o'clock, which is pretty impressive for a full day. It's been another really fantastic day. Very much enjoyed it. Weather again has been perfect. Nice mixture of sun and a nice cool, well, bitingly cold really, wind. The kind of difficulty of the whole walk has been quite reasonable. The climbs were not difficult at all. Underfoot it's been very good, apart from a couple of little road sections, but nothing too excessive, certainly less than yesterday. So yeah, that's me virtually done for road day 3. Day 4 on the St Cuthbert's Way. Guess what? It's another gorgeous morning. I've started really early today and it's not even 11 o'clock yet, and I've already walked about 7 miles. Come from Wooler, which you can see in the distance over there underneath the slightly snowy hills. Yeah, it's been a good morning. The first climb was lovely. Since then there's been a lot of farm roads and little minor roads like this one. So yeah, it's a little bit hard on the feet. I'm heading towards St Cuthbert's cave. It's starting to get a little bit more wooded now, as you can see in that direction. Should be there in a mile or so. I can see the sea, and I think that's Lindisfarne jutting out. So I've crossed the A1, I've crossed the East Coast Main Line, I'm almost down at the coast. There's only one more bit to go, and that is getting across to Holy Island. So back in Cuthbert's day, and indeed until the 1950s, there wasn't a road going across, and there wasn't a properly built causeway. So the historical route, which is what I'm going to take, is what's called the Pilgrim's Way, which is a walk at low tide across the sand. You're advised to do that without your shoes and socks on, because there are some what have been described as sinky bits. But yeah, we can head over there. If you're wanting to do this yourself, there are some fairly strict but well-reasoned safety guidelines that you should definitely follow. I'm not going to even start to explain these here, so I'll link to them in a link below. But yeah, I'll next see you when I've got me bare feet. So a quick squizzle to show you where I am. So the causeway starts over there. The first bit of it you've got to walk over the bridge because it's kind of chest deep water, which I wasn't going to do. So that goes further along here, and that's the way that the cars go. Over to those sand dunes and then across the island. But I'm going to take a shortcut. I'm going to follow those lovely looking wooden stakes that are going all the way over to the island. There's a couple of people up ahead of me. I think they're walking in my direction, so I'm about a quarter of the way across, and it's really fun so far. Had a few bits where I was down to my ankles in water. The mud is kind of very hard, with the result that my feet are still quite clean. Yeah, just stopping here because you see there's a station there, so if you do come over here and find yourself mistiming it and getting stuck, then you can jump in there and phone the police, and they will send presumably a helicopter out to rescue you. There's something really timeless about this place. This row of posts could have been here for many hundreds of years. I've no idea whether they had this sort of guide in Cuthbert's time. Probably not. But yeah, once you're this far out, you barely notice there's a road over to one side, which is over there. Lindisfarne itself is, you know, a place that, at least from this distance, has been unchanged in quite a long time. So much history here, and it's a real privilege to be here. I made it to the other side. See, I'm just about in Lindisfarne, just 10 minutes walk along the road, and when I'm done, this has been a brilliant finish to the St Cuthbert's Way. It's actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, especially doing it barefoot. 98% of it is just hard sand to walk across. So yeah, for most of it is absolutely normal, and a few people who I passed coming the other way commented that they thought it's probably easier doing it in your own feet rather than using some artificial ones like I usually walk in. Yeah, and even my legs aren't that muddy. Managed to get them cleaned off as I go, as I saw a few pools of seawater. So yeah, I'm going to use the rest of my water bottle just to clean off the rest, and then I should be pretty presentable when I get to my digs for the night. Cheerio.